Hi guys, welcome back. I'm shooting 3 videos today, but I'm going to try and release them a bit slower on the tinterwebs, so you don't just get hit with me trying my hand at this sort of video straight on. I've seen a lot of people do this, so I thought I'm going to do it because this is all new to me. I'm not sure how it works, but I'm going to show you the books that are on my to be read list. These are not the only books I have that need to be read. I probably have a good 20 plus, these plus another 20 that are unread. Some will go unread. I do like to collect books, especially of certain authors, but these are the ones that I really want to read, so I've made to put them on the list. Will they be read in October? I don't know, because I'm constantly buying books from charity shops and eBay and Oxfam, which is a charity shop. So it's hard to know because the list always grows and someone always inserts themselves in. So I am going to start with Oliver Sacks' Awakenings. I watched the film a very long time ago with Robin Williams and Robert De Niro. You can see on the front cover. And basically this is an extraordinary account of a group of 20 patients, survivors of the great sleeping sickness epidemic which swept the world in the 1920s, and the astonishing explosive awakening effect they experienced 40 years later through a new drug administered by Dr. Sacks. So he then goes in, this is non-fiction, and then he goes in to explain, what happened when they awoke. And I do love books like this. He has done a few other books, but this is the one I really want to read first. So yeah, I think I started skimming. I think I got a couple of pages in, and I do that, and I put it down. I was like, yeah, definitely, this is something that I want to read. I imagine it's quite harrowing, so I'm not entirely sure. Got to be in the mood for it. I think it's going to be very heavy. I think not just with the mood, because these are real people, but the text, because he's a doctor, so he knows how to use his words. So we have Awakenings. The next book is on the to be read list, but I'm not sure if we're going to read it or not, to be honest, but I'm going to try. And it's Hawksmoor by Peter Ackroyd. Peter Ackroyd is a historian, if I'm not mistaken. And this one is non-fiction. No, it's fiction. Beg your pardon, it's fiction. So, there is no light without darkness and no substance without shadow. So proclaims Nicholas Dyer, assistant to Sir Christopher Wren, and the man with a commission to build 7 London churches to stand as beacons of the Enlightenment. But Dyer plans to conceal a dark secret at the heart of each church. I thought, well, how can you not? Based in London and secrets and churches and gothic, and I was like, I'll buy it, and I bought it, and I brought it, and I got it home. It's a bit battered. Somebody spilled tea on it, which is fine. I got rat pee on some of mine. I used to keep rats, and I tried to read the first page. And I don't know. It was heavy. Lots of big words. I try not to shy away from big words, but my education only took me so far, okay? And yeah, I want to read it, but I'm worried that my limitations will not allow it. But if anyone has read Peter Ackroyd, tell me if it's worth just trying to plough through it. I'll grab a dictionary. I'm not afraid. I've got a dictionary. I've got a thesaurus, So let me know. But I only paid 99p for it, so I'm happy for it just to be one in the collection if I don't get to it. And then the next one is The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. Now I have started this. Oh, there's my post-its. I got onto page 34 and I've put it down because I picked up another book, which is the bane of my life. I do that. And I was really loving it. The author's voice is of the old man that's telling the story. It just had me smiling, giggling already, and we're only on page 34. So The Moonstone is about a stolen gem, and it was plundered from a statue in an Indian temple, and we go from there. Really, we've learned quite a lot, even though we're only on page 34. But like I said, I put it down, so it's definitely still on the to be read list. I think it's only fair. I know it's a classic. I just haven't got round to it yet. I will. Who's next? All right. This one I got for my birthday in June. Stephen King's The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. This is a collection of short stories by Stephen King, and I haven't made an indent in it at all. However, I do want to read it. I read the introduction today, and it got me really excited, especially about the first story. The first story is called Mile 81, and he says it's got tinges of Christine in it. So I was like, ooh, I've not read Christine, but I know what it is. So there we go. And I think, how many do we have in here? I really should have this information handy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20 short stories. So, I mean, I don't even have to do them all. I could just do a couple. You know, it wouldn't be too hard, but I struggle with hardbacks. I do. I often wait for the paperback covers to come out if I'm specifically waiting for a book. Sorry, but I do. Who's next? Another book that was brought for my birthday is Philip K. Dick, The Man in the High Castle. I also had Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep for my birthday, which I loved. I read it and I loved it. It was moody and dark. It was hard to understand in places. It was vast in its thoughts. You know, with everyone holding on to the handles for thought, for feelings. It was so mind-blowing, really. I did then try to watch Blade Runner. I didn't like it. Please don't tell my brother. But this one is... So this is an alternative world where the Allies have lost the Second World War, and in this nightmare dystopian, the Nazis have taken over New York, and the Japanese control California, and the African continent is virtually wiped out. Well, let's be honest. It's not going to be long before we manage to wipe out most of the animals on the African continent, is it? Sorry, politics. In a neutral buffer zone that divides the rival superpowers in America lives the author of an underground bestseller. His book offers a new vision of reality, giving hope to the disenchanted. Can other better worlds really exist? So, obviously, I wanted to read this because it. I don't know the timeline, but it reminded me of 1984 with the underground book there that, you know, they want to get hold of. I mean, when was this one written? Well, he died in 1982. Maybe it says so. Maybe someone knows. I should have Googled it, but you can let me know if you know. Was he inspired, or is it actually unrelated completely? And I'm just talking. But there we go. So I'm looking forward to it. If his writing's anything to go by from what I've read already, I'm very, very excited. I love dystopian. Next, we have Marge Percy, Woman on the Edge of Time. And I picked this up quite recently. And this one, apparently, according to a review, is the most serious and fully imagined utopia series since Ursula K. Le Guin's The Depossessed. So what do we have here? So Connie Ramos is 37, Mexican-American, a loving mother now labelled child abuser, and an heroically sane woman now declared insane. Drugged, a helpless inmate of a mental hospital, she's offered only one way back to normality. So, I won't go on. But, so, I don't know. This is going to be... I think this is going to be a dark one. This is going to be heavy. This, you know, I don't know what to expect. But I am really excited to try it. It sounds terrifying, in all honesty. It's one thing I struggle with, is like, you know, the institutions, the mental institutions. It's just like, especially from like a reading point of view, it's like, wow. And films as well, you know, especially when they go down that more horror route as well. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't want to read it yet though, because I am writing a story myself at the moment. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? But I am, and that's based in a home for girls. So I don't really want to read this because I don't want to accidentally encompass Marge and take, you know, not steal her work, but be like, oh my god, that's a great idea. I'll just reword it, you know, without realising it, and subconsciously nicking someone else's idea. So I'm trying not to read anything based in asylum sort of places. And lastly, a book I picked up today, which I think is probably the book that I'm going to end up reading before the end of September, which is The Behaviour of Moths by Poppy Adams. And this is the story of two sisters. One left the house 47 years ago and she's coming home. And then this debut novel tells a disquieting story of two sisters and the ties that bind, sometimes a little too tightly. And I read the first page and I was like, ooh. So I am actually probably going to spend some of the afternoon reading this. But yeah, apparently it was Costa First Novel Award 2008 shortlist. Oh, good. Makes me feel old. 2008, 2018 now. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading it. I'd never heard of it, which is not uncommon. In all honesty, I don't keep up with what's new. This isn't new, but you know what I mean. But I'm really excited to read it. It was the fact that it was a gothic tale of madness. I was like, ooh, somebody said that, The Guardian. So I'm quite excited to give it a go. So there we go. So these are on my to be read list, TBR. Let me know what you guys think. If any of them you're thinking, no, you need to read that one first, or no, that one's shit, don't. Please let me know. That would be great. All right, guys. Until next time, I have a lot of books, so there will be a next time. Take care.